Value is twofold. The first is virtue, your character, not your transactable skill. Our generation focuses so much on transaction and our transactable skills. That is profitable, but it is only useful if you are a man of virtue. Virtue is the measure of your closeness to the character of Christ. It has monetary value. Ask any billionaire, ask any millionaire. They are very blessed people in this place. Ask them, they will tell you it is difficult to find men of integrity. It's difficult to find loyal people. You will hear me say it again and again, pastor, that when skill and character runs a sprint, skill will win. But when skill and character runs a marathon, character will win. A gifted rebel is not an asset. No. There are many people who do not see the excellency of having character, the diplomacy to see things and still keep quiet. You must not say everything you see. It's an art. You must master emotional stability. The ability to see an open door and still don't move. Stability. Not everything is collectible. There are times you sell your birthright. Is God blessing us? Virtue. The virtue of honor, the virtue of faithfulness, the virtue of integrity, the ability to honor all men. Don't see grace people and ignore them. No. Character. You can earn a living being a man of character. It will veto your certificate. It will veto anything. There are many gifted Nigerians who are dangerous. The first day you come to a blessed man's house, by the second day you go on social media, wonders will never end. That's the caption. Imagine with me going to the house of a man and you think everybody is stupid who is online, and seeing this and that, and an armed robber who has been trying to find out what is in that house is leveraging on the foolishness of the saints. Oh, so this is the first door that leads to the left. So this is how the kitchen is. 2 weeks later, they've come to boggle them. And a prophet who does not see well will say you are the thief. Because by the operation of the spirit, he will be scanning those who are associated with that theft, and the prophetic radar will find you. You just find police come and say, let's go to the prison. What is it for? You will know when we reach there. See, this is how the saints cause all kinds of trouble. Listen, you must trust God for grace to be a man or a woman of solid character. It is not easy. That's why we are engraced to live it. Run around pursuing wealthy people, inconveniencing them, and getting angry, believing you are entitled to a portion of their money. Who do you think you are? You see, we have this ugly mindset. You see people blessed, you think everyone is a thief, especially if they are young. Behind every glory there is a story. Is God blessing us? Character. And then your transactable skill. Laziness is one thing both God and Satan agree that is useless. Laziness, both God and Satan are in agreement. None of them will use you when you are lazy. Listen, are we together? God is challenging us. Let me show you one scripture. 1 Kings chapter 7. I found this scripture and it blessed me, Pastor. 1 Kings chapter 7. We'll read 13 and 14. Is God helping us tonight? Many of you will leave this place rejoicing. You will say, I found it. Now, listen. How many of you know you are blessed only when you really serve kings? Because the treasure is in the king's palace. The treasure is not in the street. So you will never enter your Sabbath until you get to the palace. You may start from anywhere, but your goal should be to serve kings. And King Solomon sent and fetched Hiram out of Tyre. 14. Now listen, whoever this Hiram is, we want to find out about him. Whoever would make King Solomon to say, go and look for him, I am interested in this guy. He says he was a widow's son. Look at that humble background. A widow's son of the tribe of Naphtali, And his father was a man of Tyre. You know that Tyre and Sidon was the business hub of the then world. And then a worker in brass. He was filled with wisdom and understanding and cunning to work all works in brass. And he came to King Solomon and he wrought his work. Competence pays. Competence pays. Mediocrity is the quickest way to sap your energy, because you are neither here nor there. I made up my mind under God that every area the Lord would want to grant me grace, every mountain he would want me to be represented in, I am not called to do everything, but the area that the Lord has granted me grace, I will master it with the flawlessness of an artist. You would think because there are 7.2 billion people in the world, everybody is looking for everybody. It's a sociological comforting state. It's a statement to just comfort everybody. You are useful, you are valuable. It is true in theory. But let me tell you, those the world is looking for are a handful. They are an endangered species. That's why nations will continue to place a demand on you as a report card that there are not many like you. There are people in this country who will never go out of jobs for more than 2 months. They are too valuable to be that idle. It is true. Don't be sad with what I'm saying. I'm not being sarcastic. I love you, but it's true. There are people who literally are the backbone of many corporations in this. Most of what is done is administrative. The real value adding advantage in many corporations is powered by a handful of people, and those people are an endangered species. They are protected jealously. You must trust God for grace to obtain, listen, step into a level of competence that vetoes your background, vetoes your gender. The moment people begin to put advantages of tribe and gender, it is only their way of explaining away the fundamental reality of your incompetence. All men seek for thee. I was coming out to come here, Pastor, and there's this keyboardist who was just playing in the hotel where we were lodged. Boy, excellence has a language. As soon as I stepped, I just saw the young man. He was just playing. This gentleman was so good. I said, wow, look at this. Hiram was a widow's son. His competence took him to a level where King Solomon, there was no GSM. How was Solomon told that there is a young man, if you want the best, call him? That a man can be seated in his house and someone will come from another nation and say, we came because we heard that there is an architect in Lagos. We saw something. Please curse the spirit of mediocrity from your life forever. It is a real demon. Curse it. Don't spare yourself when you have to wake up in the night. No. Sit, burn the candles, study. You're a man of God. Don't just go around looking for impartation. Sit down, and that from a child thou hast known the holy scripture that is able to make you wise unto salvation. Be competent.